and we are here at Margaret's clinic, and your clinic is called
Advanced Therapy and Wellness Center.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about it? And I'm just going to tell you guys something. Today's one a day is called the Power Pack, and I just want you to think about this because I don't want you to run away. Okay, we've got something that I think is really exciting. It's really important, and there's two things that are really important, okay, in life, and that's frequency and circulation. And we're going to be back in a second, and I'll explain why. Okay, Margaret, why don't you tell them about your clinic?
Sure. So my clinic is Advanced Therapy and Wellness Center, and we're located in Plainfield, Illinois, which is right outside of Chicago. And I'm a speech language pathologist. I specialize in feeding and swallowing disorders, myofunctional therapy, but I also am a neuro practitioner. And along with my husband, we do both non-surgical and nutritional and emotional consultations. And come and check us out.
Absolutely. And this afternoon at 12 noon.
Yes.
What are we going to do?
Oh, we're going to talk about suck, swallow, and breathe.
Suck, swallow, and breathe. And understand something. It's huge. Okay. And it's a 3-part series. Mm-hmm. We're going at 12 noon today. We're going to do infants.
Yep.
And young children.
And yep, infants, children, and adults. So we're going to split it in 3 parts.
That's right. Infants today.
Yep.
And children and teenagers tomorrow.
Yep.
And then adults. And we're going to show you how when you become tongue-tied, you will become crippled for life.
Exactly.
And you will become crippled for life on an emotional, physical, and mental level. And guess what? So on the way, when you were dropping me off at my hotel last night, I had a wake-up call. Okay? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Every day that I realize something, that I know this much. I know this much. That's it. And the reality is we want to share everything that we have with you. Okay. You know, there's nothing better than serving. And it truly is that. Okay. When we can find our gift, find our passion, and serve, there's no better reward in life than that. But what we want to talk about today is we want to talk about the Power Pack. So first, what I want to say is this. Okay. So everything is frequency, guys. What you drink, what you think, what you eat, the people you hang around with, what do you do in your spare time, what are your addictions, and what are your habits, okay? Because there's a difference. You know, there's habits that I'd like to be more positive about, like me getting up this morning an hour and a half early and doing my praying meditation and then doing my stretching, my breathing exercises so that I get on my game, because in the morning we call that the hour of power. And at night, the last hour is called the hour of power. And if you don't respect your first hour in the morning and the last hour at night, then it's not going to go right for you. So that's frequency. Okay. What's the other thing? Circulation. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Everything in life is about circulation. Now, what impedes circulation? Well, you can have an emotional block always before you have a physical block. And understand something. When we talk this afternoon at 12 o'clock, okay, Margaret's going to be talking about different reasons why we have speech problems, okay? And the reality is, I believe that most speech problems come in the womb. And I believe that the womb becomes actually a tomb because the parents become adulterated and they don't even know it. God loved them anyways. But the reality is that the emotional creates the physical, the psychological rules the biological, and everything is a block. But it's emotional, physical, it's an emotional, mental block first. Now, then it becomes a scar tissue block, and everybody thinks about scar tissue like in a car accident or in a sports injury. But the worst scar tissue is created by inflammation, by what you think. Anxiety causes more scar tissue in the human body than anything else. And I mean that. And we're going to teach you this because that's what they don't want you to know. Now, remember something. Somebody that has total health has total circulation. Somebody that has total circulation can move around these frequencies, right? The sun gives you frequencies, okay? Drinking the right water gives you frequencies. Did you know that all your food, everything you drink, everything you eat leaves the body? The only thing that stays behind is the frequency. So when you look at something, you got to look at the vibration of it, whether it's a human being, whether it's something you drink, whether it's something you eat. Now, where are we going with this? Well, we call this the Power Pack, and we are setting up clinics all over the world where we have a cardio med bed. And a cardio med bed is where you wear cuffs and you wear them on your lower leg, and you wear them on your thighs, and you wear them around your pelvis. And in between your heartbeat, it contracts. And when it contracts, guess what happens? You are pushing 60% of your blood, okay, up into your upper body. Now, remember something, your core is everything. Your core is everything. But if I'm pushing about 60% of my blood flow from my lower body up into my upper body, okay, what do you think that's going to do? Well, let me just say this. In 35 hours, you can totally take somebody that has a 90% block in their heart where they were supposed to be set up for surgery. And so 35 hours being maybe 17 days, if you do it 1 hour twice a day, or if you want to do it 1 hour for 35 sessions, you do 5 days, you go 5 days on, 2 days off to give yourself a break. Or if you're in health and you're in a hurry and you really want to prove this, you can go an hour twice a day if you do the other therapies we do to make sure we're creating balance. You can totally create a new set of arteries and a heart that's 90% blocked. Now, hold on a second. So we're not just talking about that. We're talking about in an average sometimes of 3 treatments, you can reverse impotence. You can remember, circulation is everything. If I could reverse the circulation, I could reverse adult onset diabetes. I can reverse anything in the body if I've got circulation, because that means I've dissolved the blocks. Now, what if you were a Wolf non-surgical therapist? You used your elbow, you went in and you actually knew how to pull fibroids apart. You knew how to pull scar tissue apart, which is arthritis, okay, sinusitis, which is heart disease, which is colitis. Okay, it's fibromyalgia. It's every disease, every symptom that you want, because there are no diseases, there are only symptoms. And guess what? You know that little symptom that your child has? Well, that becomes a chronic disease for them by the time that they're an adult. And it's the same symptom, but it's blown out because they don't know how to work with their body. So now I'm going to use Wolf non-surgical with my elbow. Can't use your hands because it doesn't work. And I'm going to go in and pull the fibers apart. I'm going to increase the circulation by that way. So if I had a fibroid mass, okay, here's the story. This is where it's going. I want to tell you something that I just did 4 days ago. So I have a lady that had a fibroid mass on her back, and it was approximately 10 inches wide and about 12 inches to 10 inches also long. Okay, so it was in her upper back. So what I did was, usually in the back and the spine, we would do, this is called a cell-sonic, right behind me, okay? A cell-sonic has 25,000 volts. But you're not getting 25,000 volts into your body, because if you stuck your finger in that socket over there, you could have a seizure or a heart attack. The 25,000 volts is put into what we call a field. And it comes through this as a field. So you're still getting the 25,000 volts, but you're getting it in a love harmonic. Do you know what that does? And this is where I will be challenged, and people will call BS, which means I have a dysfunctional belief system. But the reality is that field will actually turn down, will actually go in, and it will decalcify the mitochondria. So now you can go with a spin with your mitochondria from 300 to 600 to 2500, making all the ATP you need to create all the energy you need. But everything is frequency. Did you know you can turn cancer on and off by frequency? Did you know that stage 4 inflammation is actually what they call cancer? Now, we can actually turn off all the way up to stage 4 inflammation in one treatment, and we've seen this with thermography, but it won't go away unless you change your personality and you change the choices that you make during the day. So there's no such thing as a cure. The perfect day is the cure. CBC did a whole show on him. He kills people. Let me just say something right now, okay? I have never, ever done that in my life, okay? Everybody's going to find out when I unleash my app called Touch around the world. You know what? You can say whatever you want, okay? Wolf is a scammer. Okay, all right. I have never scammed anybody for 1 nickel, 1 penny. I come out with the most powerful trainings, powerful treatment. All I want the world to do is love and care for itself. I would like you to try to find where I'm actually doing any of this. You need to understand something. Okay, CBC Marketplace came after me. This is the 3rd time. If I was doing something and I killed someone, I would be in jail. That's right. So I'm just going to answer this right now, okay? Because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. My heart is in the right place. I know who I serve. I was created by God Almighty, and I'm going to act like it. I'm not going to back down. And listen to me, self-care and self-love. If we don't become our own practitioners, then guess what? We are not going to go anywhere. You know what? They've tried to damage my business, and that's okay, because only 1 out of 10,000 people are going to understand that they need to become their own practitioners and love themselves. You know what? You don't even know me, whoever posted this. And if you did post it, it's because you're threatened by what I'm teaching. And it's called unconditional love, which, if you actually knew what that was, that's what God is, if you really want to know. That which we call God has unconditional love for us that serves us. And I am going to serve everybody else in this planet. I just spent $250,000 on an app. This app is free for the world. And what it does is it actually watches what you're asking for, and then it gives it to you. You will never have to spend a penny. You will never have to come to me, and I will give more than any other practitioner, any other person, and I will prove that. And the only thing that I'm going to tell you something is this. The only thing that Marketplace and CBC and all the rest of you people, okay, that are nattering and you don't even know what you're talking about have done, if you made me more powerful. I am never going to be broken. I am never going to be broken. You know what? If they try to destroy my business with my nutraceutical business and my teaching business, it's not going to happen. I'm going to get back on track here in a second. I don't even know who you are, but you don't even know who you are. And you know what? People that go out and attack people, why don't you go on my website, take a look at my library. That cost me $100,000 to put that library together, and there is no money to be made by me. So what is it I'm after? I've got a cult going? Is that it? And guess what? Do you know that when people murder people, they go to jail? Do you know when people rip people off for money, they go to court or they get sued or there's something? Am I hiding out somewhere? You need to understand something. I am not going to stop. And I am not for the 9,999 people out of 10,000. I'm for the 1 out of 10,000, because you couldn't love yourself if you tried. And understand something. Why don't we observe people instead of judging people? You don't even know me. You've never even sat down with me. You've never even talked to me. You've never saw what's in my heart. And understand something. I know there's a God, and I know what I do down here will have consequences here and after. You don't know what you're talking about. And I will prove it. And I'm not going to prove it because I need to prove something. I'm going to tell you something. If you're not searching for a higher love, a higher frequency, and if you're not doing something good and staying in the present moment, tell me what's going on. You know what? Guess what? The government works for us. Well, I hope you know Marketplace is run by the government. Taxpayers paid almost $200,000 to do that show on me. I hope you know that. And guess what? Why don't they come and get me? It's not like I don't tell everybody where I am, where I'm lecturing, and what I'm doing. You need to get this right now. And I'm going to tell you something. Nothing's going to stop me. You know what? Her sister won't even come and take the course in Chicago because they say I murder people. So I'm allowed to go around murdering people and nobody's going to do anything. Are you like out of your skull? All I talk about is taking your power back, eating pure, okay? Loving yourself first and foremost, because you can't give what you're not. So you know what? I do. I love myself unconditionally. I'm going to observe every day the things that I can do better. Because if I don't grow and bring my frequency up, then that's what it's all about. It's called feeding the spirit. So do what you want, say what you want, but guess what? You're the one that's going to have to live with you. I have to be with me. And guess what? I have no problem doing it. Why don't you follow me and see what I'm doing? Why don't you just check me out? Why don't you go into my library? Why don't you go into my website? Why don't you check my stuff? Stop bantering. Okay, here we are. Let's go back to it. So here's the deal. If I actually allow myself to become stressed out and have anxiety and need approval from the world, then I will create anxiety and depression in myself. That will create emotional blocks, what will create physical blocks, which are inflammation, crystallization, scar tissue formation. Let me tell you something. Do you know why there's heart disease? That's because people are having their heart broken every day because they don't know how to love themselves and fill up their heart. And they actually need approval from people. And when somebody like you tells me that I'm going around killing someone, if I took that personally, guess what? It would hurt me. And it's not going, you can't hurt me. So understand, I don't need approval from anyone, and neither should Margaret or anybody else. And I'm not going to take anything personal because guess what? We live on a planet, damn it, that is ruled by government, that is ruled by the medical system, and is ruled by the media. Tell me we're not. And when you let that happen, you are going to get headaches. You're going to get aches and pains. You're going to dump adrenaline and cortisol into your body, which is very acidic, that kind of cause crystallization, calcification, and scar tissue formation. Tell me it isn't. So here's me, I'll be 67 years old, and I got the flexibility of a 20-year-old. Here's me, and I've got the energy of a 20-year-old. Oh yeah, understand something. This is what it's all about: circulation and frequency. So what you think, what you drink, what you eat, okay, all right, is going to become you. So now what happens with these people that have fibroids and tumors and arthritis? You know what, Grandpa, why are you so stiff? Well, that's scar tissue crystallization and calcification. I'm going to tell you, Grandpa can walk stiff as a board. You can't get off the toilet. You can't get off the couch. You can't make love anymore because your back is so stiff. You can't play the sports or play with your children anymore. I'm telling you that I'll give you a money back guarantee when you come to get treated by us. Nobody else is doing that. Now, do you think I'm doing it because I'm a scammer? I live in a 2-bedroom place that is actually only 600 square feet. And I've done that for a year and a half because all my money went into this app and into what we're doing. You need to wake up. Everybody needs to wake up, because unless you're loving yourself, you're hating yourself. And understand something: hurt people hurt people. And I don't want to hurt anyone. I want to unconditionally love everyone and not focus on the people that don't have beliefs that match mine. So what we've done is I'm going to do this. I'm shutting down the World Healing and Training Center, and we decided that 5 months ago. And understand this. And now I'm traveling the world, okay? And I'm doing 8 months of the New World Practitioner Training, the pelvic restoration for women. Nobody's ever put this together before. It's a 3-day course that will change a woman's life forever. I'm doing a Braveheart Circle so the general public can come in and find their authentic self, learn how to love and care for themselves. I am not going to stop this. I am going to be me. I would rather live one day being me, okay, than bow down, okay, and conform to the herd, because the herd is hurt and the herd is off to the butcher. We're talking about getting rid of your emotional and physical blocks in your body, okay, and to bring back total circulation so you can bring up your frequency and hold it there. You got to understand something, everybody. Repetition is the key to everything. What you repeat, the most you become. And understand, they know how to program you. You're going to have to brainwash yourself that you are beautiful, that you are high frequency. But you got to get rid of these physical blocks called calcium blocks, scar tissue blocks, crystallization. So here's the deal. Let me finish. So this lady has a fibroid on her back growing. It's this high off her back, 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches at the very center. Okay, it's never been able to move. She's had it since she was 13. It's been growing on her back since she was 13 years old. Do you know how old she is? 59. So what did I do? Okay, I took 3,000 pulses of this and I pulsed her back. That's 25,000 volts in a field. Now that's called a love harmonic. And after I did that, I worked on her for 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. I can bring her on here, and I will, because guess what? She's coming to the course in Florida. And when she comes, I'll prove that her back is straight. When I finished, she was 2 inches taller, because that's what it did to her. It was slumping her over like a hunchback. And you need to get this. You have to get this, because we are beautiful and we can turn around. So after I did that, I reduced it by 70%. I have a video and I have pictures. Now I have 2 athletes that came to me just 2 days ago, and they weren't going to be able to play anymore. So they went everywhere. They have the best trainers. They have the best practitioners, physio, chiropractors, acupuncture, doctors. And it took me 20 minutes to get rid of a big piece of calcium and scar tissue in an 18-year-old girl who wasn't going to be able to play her playoffs in soccer. And it took me 20 minutes. First, I cell-sonicked it. Then I went in with the non-surgical, and it was dissolved. And understand something. We do not get rid of scar tissue. We do not get rid of tumors. We do not get rid of fibroids. We bring the light back in, and that's the frequency. So if you can use Wolf non-surgical, which you've been doing in your clinic, and you can actually go in and take a mass, and then you make it into 1,000 little islands, okay, whether it's calcification, crystallization, or scar tissue. And then if it's mainly calcium, you got to celsonic it first. Then you do the non-surgical. There's a gentleman named Jason who bought a cardio med bed in Alberta, and he lives near Balzac, Alberta. I'll be lecturing there. Okay, so I'll be everywhere, so it's not going to be hard to find me. So I'll be telling you where I'm going. And the reality is this. He had tinnitus, okay, and a hearing problem. He's not older. And I went to work on his ear, and I knew if I worked on his ear, my elbow would become bruised. There was so much calcium here. I went and celsonicked it. No, my apologies. He went and did 150 pulses with our celsonic machine. He came back 20 minutes later. This is on video. Why don't you go watch it? And when he came back, it took me 5 minutes to actually get rid of all the calcification around his ear and in his TMJ where we hold anger, okay? And his hearing came back to normal. People can say whatever they want. You know what? Everybody says, I want different. Everybody says they want different. And then as soon as you give them different, they go like this. And you know what? It is so easy to program a human being when they're a human doing. All you got to do is repeat things and then get the majority to say things. Look if it's so good, everyone, then why is it that everybody goes to a chiropractor? And I'm putting chiropractic down because it's amazing, but they don't get rid of the scar tissue. Why does your joint pop out? Why, if you go to a physiotherapist, you go so long and it doesn't help? Why is it that acupuncture, it only helps in 1 out of 100 people? Because you're trying to move energy, but there's too many blocks in the body. Why is it when you go to a massage therapist that use their hands, you only feel good for a few hours? Why is it when you go to a doctor, you get chemotherapy, radiation, or you get drugs to numb yourself out? Okay, is that loving? Is that loving? Listen, all I'm trying to do is unleash the power that God gave us to bring back your circulation to its full potential and to bring your frequency up as high as possible. And with the Celsonic's it's the most powerful energy medicine device in the world. And the cardio med bed, there's nothing that can beat it. Do you know something else that within 35 hours of being on this bed will make a new set of arteries in the heart? And guess what, guys? I'm going to be putting 5,000 research studies on this on my website on the cardio med bed. So these are real studies, okay? And they put everything down, like from A to Z, every condition in the human body's changed. You know that how much circulation does a dead person have, Margaret?
0.
Okay, how much circulation does a sick person have?
Very little.
How much circulation does somebody who's vitally healthy have?
A lot.
Okay, all right. Okay. So at the end of the day, I got to tell you guys, you know what? You can like me, not like me, love me, not love me. It doesn't matter. I need to love everyone unconditionally. And guess what? Not judge people by their belief systems, because most people don't know that they've been ruled, schooled, and fooled, because from 0 to 7, you take everything in. And guess what? If you watch the news, well, guess what? How's that working for you? You need to be the news. You need to be the story of your life. You need to rewrite the story of your life. So don't expect me to come on here and talk like an average practitioner, because I'm not average. Don't expect me to be normal, because I'm abnormal. And don't expect me, okay, to deliver except the best. Okay, I want you to go on any website you want and see if there's a money-back guarantee for the first treatment that you get, okay, that it's going to outweigh all the other treatments. I want you to do that. So this isn't me being cocky. This is, if you're so good, all you practitioners and medical doctors and therapists out there, where's your money back guarantee? I mean, Hippocrates, okay, said he would roll over in his grave today because only the hypocrite is left. I'm not a hypocrite. I offer a money back guarantee. I have no problem with that. And understand something. Do you know another doctor that will give his phone number out? Now, I'm a naturopathic doctor. I have a doctorate in natural medicine. I am not a medical doctor. And I'll tell you something, my phone number is 469-861-8884 or 469-861-5494. So go ahead, call me. I'll answer your questions, and I truly will, because actually you matter. Your questions matter. Understand, do you know another clinic that you can call up and get a consult for $150 and get 6 weeks of unlimited support. And then after that, you can call anytime you want. You may not get the same trainer. This is what we do. This is what my practitioners do. Do you know another training that you can go to for 22 days? Okay, so you're a professional. You did 22-day training with me. Did you feel like after that you were emotional? You could do an emotional consultation, nutritional consultation, that you could do Wolf non-surgical anywhere on the body and actually get better results than anything you've learned so far?
Yeah. Everything that I've been doing as a practitioner in my work does not even compare, all my years of studies and going to graduate school and doing all the continuing education courses that, what I got with Dr. Wolf in the 22-day course, understanding how the body actually works and, on the frequency level of what we eat, drink, and think and how that affects our body. So that was pretty much the core of, the training that made the difference in my understanding of how to help people heal themselves.
It's not what we teach. It's not how much we teach. It's what we teach. It's the strategies that are so powerful. You need to get this, everyone. Okay, 22 days. Who could ever teach a course in 22 days on emotion and nutrition and exercise? Okay, and a body work and ever get it? Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. The person who said that I'm a scammer on here, the person who said that Marketplace says I kill someone, why don't you call me? I just gave you my phone number. And why don't we do a show together? Okay, and I mean that in a loving way. Let's do a show together. And why don't you out me? Why don't you out me? Come on, let's do this. I want everybody, you got my phone number. I will bring you all on. Why don't you out me? Let me tell you something right now. Put your money where your mouth is, because I do it. I'm willing to stand, have an inner standing and have a understanding that, guess what? If we really care for people, then we need to come up against things. Okay, it's easy to sit back. It's easy, isn't it? Easy to sit back and be like everybody else. Okay, isn't it easy to sit back and be like everybody else, a couch potato, or just go around telling people? Yeah, she's still saying it. Scammer guy, Dr. Wolf. You know what? You can do whatever you want, love. You must have a really great life. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. And this is what I want to tell everyone. Focus on what you want. Don't focus on the people you hate. Focus on the people you love. Focus on the things you love. And if I don't focus on the things I love and the people I love, that's the distraction. Does anybody not see, okay, that in this world, they want to distract you. They want to disturb you. And how's that working? I want you to go and take a look and go back to 1970. Okay, go back to 1970 and take a look at a beach in 1970. Go take a look at a beach that actually, beach picture this year. Look at the shape people are in. And everybody, look at how many people have depression and anxiety, but there is no depression, there's only anxiety. And it's caused because of disturbing images, disturbing thoughts that create disturbing emotions, that create disturbing frequencies, that actually are releasing the adrenaline, the cortisol, that are actually creating the acidosis in the body, that's actually creating the actual crystallization, that's creating the scar tissue formation. So I can see that some of these people are relentless. So what we'll do is we'll focus on the ones that actually want to learn from us. And that's the deal. We're going to either learn in life or burn from life. So observe what you love and observe things that you don't, and then leave those alone, and then go find your passion, go find your purpose. And that's what you live for every day, don't you?
Yeah, I love what I do, and I love learning more every day and being able to really educate my patients, my parents especially, because I can see how the kids out there are really suffering and kind of the projection of where they're heading and how they're going to be, continuing to suffer into their adulthood. And And so that has been my passion. And
You have 3 boys, right?
I do.
And how difficult is it to hold the line at home?
It is very difficult. Every day is a struggle. I constantly feel like I'm going against the society with how I want to raise my kids. And, the outside world is pressuring them to do other things. And that's not what I want for them in the future. So it is extremely difficult to be a parent right now. So I want to be there to support other parents and help them find their ways and protocols and techniques and different things to help them raise their kids the way they want them, not how the school or the government or TikTok or video games want to raise our kids. So that is my passion. Yeah, and that's what I do. But bottom line, Dr. Wolf, is that there's not a lot of logic left out there, and people really don't use
critical thinking
and logical thinking and really thinking about things out there. And the truth is that the medical system, the different protocols, surgeries, and medication kills people, and we don't go after them, and we don't call them whatever names and stuff like that, because that system is protected. And but we don't use common sense. We don't think about how many people actually do die because of medical errors, which is the third leading cause of death.
20,000 right now. 20,000 people die a month from medical errors, and they're protected. And I'm not saying that we should go and attack them, and we should not. I'm saying that we should stop attacking everything, and we should start unconditionally loving ourselves and putting that energy there. So, let's stop killing cancer. Let's stop fighting with ourselves, fighting with each other. You know what? We're all spirit beings from the same source. I really don't get this. Okay. So I've made a promise to myself that when somebody comes on and they hate me or dislike me, we love them anyway, because understand something. They're going through something, and they feel justified. The reality is I will not defend myself because I don't have to. Okay, I don't have to defend myself. And understand, you don't have to defend yourself. Just love yourself, and that's all you got to do. And that's hopefully we can make a difference in this world. Why do you think I'm doing this world tour? Whether people believe it or not, my finance guy told me that it was a dumb mistake and that I should keep my healing center open, but no, it's not. No, it's not. It's the greatest adventure of my life. I'm going to do 10 New World practitioners. We're going to be doing 8 pelvic restoration disease preventions for women. There's 3-day training. We're going to be doing 10 Braveheart healing circles, 10 Wolf non-surgical trainings, 10 whole life coach, and I'm doing free lectures everywhere around the world, wherever I'm going. And the reality is don't come to take my trainings, but at least come to the lecture and try to come in as an observer, because understand something, this here called your brain, it's 90% subconscious. And understand something, you don't make your own decisions unless you're in the present moment breathing, because most people are only in the present moment 2 to 5% of the day. And that's why nobody can change. You really have to go deep, and you have to take an intensive emotional training course that will go in and you get to be the master of your own brainwashing, because you do have to create new prominent dominant beliefs if you'd like to, because you got to rewrite the story. You need to rewrite your story. And if you don't rewrite your story, then you're going to be in big trouble. And this is where you need to become the hero, the practitioner of yourself. You say things that you want, but you know what? The reality is you can take it or leave it. But you know what? Look at what's out there and what's offered already. All I want to do is give you strategies and tools that you don't have to come back to us. Is that true?
Exactly.
Well, we don't want you coming back to us. Wouldn't it be great if you could master, your life from the moment you rise until you close your eyes? That's the bottom line. There's nothing else. What would you like to say?
If you guys are interested in Wolf Non-Surgical, my husband and I are practitioners here in Plainfield, Illinois, and you can reach me at 773-322-3988. We also have some seats still left for Monday lecture. If you'd like to attend that, that's
Bolingbrook?
Bolingbrook Golf Club, and that is going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. on Monday, the 27th. And if you would like to attend that, you can also text me or call me at 773-322-3988, and I'll be happy to send you a registration link for that. Our Sunday lecture is already full, so that one's gone, but you still have a chance to attend the Monday one if you're interested. So we'd love to have you.
And just remember something. It's all about you having an understanding about how beautiful you really are, and staying in the present moment, knowing it, okay? And then rewrite your story, and then stand in that power. Have a beautiful day, everyone. We'll be back on at noon, okay? God bless.
Bye.